Welcome to this information session. We're delighted to have you. We're very excited about the upcoming program. Whether you're a residential student here on the Cornell campus, you'll be joining us from Ithaca as a commuter student, or whether you'll be online either as an asynchronous or a synchronous student. In this presentation, we'll be giving you a list of all of the courses that you can select from, the selection process, the admissions process, and all of the other portal-related information that you need to get started. And now I'd like to introduce Samantha Elabieri, who is our program director for the Pre-College Studies program. Samantha?
Thank you, Daniel. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. We're really excited to share more information with you. This is our last and final info session leading up to the summer 2026 Pre-College Studies program. And as Daniel mentioned, we're going to be answering a lot of questions that you probably have about the summer. And if you miss anything, don't worry because we will be sending you a recording of this webinar. All right, let's get started. So we want to share with you some history about Cornell University. Cornell was founded in 1865 by Ezra Cornell and Andrew Dixon White. They had a goal of becoming an institution of higher education where any person can find any study. This founding principle still guides Cornell's mission today. Cornell is comprised of more than 16 colleges and schools on the main campus here in Ithaca, New York, and we also have campuses in New York City and locations abroad. There are almost 3,000 university faculty members and almost 27,000 students, with an almost even divide between undergraduate and graduate students. Cornell has 52 Nobel laureates affiliated with the university, and we're a member of the Elite Ivy League, which is a group of 8 long-established universities in the United States, known for their academic excellence, world-class faculty, and highly competitive admission processes. The Cornell University Pre-College Studies program was launched in 1958 in keeping with Cornell's commitment to public service. The program then began in the local community but has since expanded globally. We enroll about 1,500 students a year from around 45 countries and 40 states, and about 15% of our students go on to matriculate at Cornell University as undergraduate students. The pre-college program features regular credit-bearing Cornell courses taught by top university instructors and helps to develop college readiness skills. We offer courses in online study programs during the summer and winter sessions, and in the summer we have on-campus classes either as a commuter student or a residential student. There are a lot of benefits of participating in the pre-college studies program. To start, you get to experience Cornell's world-class education while still in high school. You also get to study alongside undergraduates in subjects including accounting, architecture, the arts, business, engineering, hotel management, psychology, science, technology, veterinary medicine, and many more. You will also gain confidence to succeed at college, learn about yourself, your interests, strengths, and area of growth, and develop study skills, critical thinking, reading, and writing skills necessary to succeed in college. Additionally, you'll get a head start by earning university credits and obtaining an official Cornell transcript. Please note that this is not a pre-college grade and it differs from an AP or IB grade. You do take official Cornell classes that are open to Cornell undergraduate and other visiting students. You'll also be able to demonstrate your ability to succeed at an Ivy League university and your commitment to academic excellence. This is something that our alumni have found to be an excellent topic for their college admission essays. Eligibility for the program. So you must have completed at least your sophomore year of high school or be a rising junior or the international equivalent to participate in the program. You must be 15 years or older by the start date to attend the online program and 16 years or older by the start date to attend an on-campus program as a commuter or residential student. You must have demonstrated academic ability and maturity necessary to undertake college-level work, as indicated by your high school grades, a personal essay, and a teacher or counselor recommendation. As part of your application, we ask for a transcript or documentation showing your grades over the last 2 or 3 years of high school. If you have any concerns about your ability to obtain the necessary documentation, please reach out to us and we're happy to work with you. You must also show your English language proficiency by enrollment in a high school whose overall instruction is provided in English, or a test score of 100 or above on TOEFL if taken before January 2026, or a 5.0 or above with a 5.5 recommended score if taken after January 2026, a 7.5 or above on IELTS, or 130 or above on Duolingo English. We are happy to say that there is no interview that's required for the admission process. Now we're going to talk about the three different modalities that a student can take a pre-college course in, starting with residential program. As a residential student, you'll live on the beautiful Cornell campus and take undergraduate courses while meeting students from around the world. We can accommodate up to 425 residential students at any given time, which means we expect roughly 700 total residential enrollments across the summer. You'll be able to choose from a curated set of 3- and 6-week courses offered between June 22nd and July 31st, 2026. And if you're a New York State student, you may notice that these dates overlap with Regents or World Language exams. But Cornell has a partnership that allows students to take their exams here on campus, so you don't have to worry about missing any exams. All residential students will live in the Ruth Bader Ginsburg Residence Hall this year, which is air-controlled, and you'll be staying alongside other pre-college students, enjoying meals in the campus dining centers, including the Toni Morrison Dining Hall. Most students will have roommates, and roommates are assigned by our team. You'll complete a lifestyle questionnaire with questions about your daily routine and preferences, which we use in the assignment process, but students cannot request a specific roommate. All residents will stay in the same building, with floors and wings separated by age and gender. So 16-year-olds are housed separately from 17 and 18-year-olds. These policies are enforced by Cornell Children and Youth Safety Department to ensure the safety and protection of minors while they are staying on campus. Since it's one of our most popular programs, I will also mention that our architecture students are typically housed together as well. That program requires quite a lot of time in the studio working on projects. So we want to allow those students to really form a cohort, and when they're coming back to the residence hall, to not disturb other students who may be in the residence hall already. You'll also be able to have fun outside of the class. We have extracurricular activities and excursions planned for you every afternoon, evening, and weekend. And this will help you to connect with your peers, explore campus, and get to know the greater Ithaca area. We have trained residential staff that live on site and provide supervision and around-the-clock support, ensuring that students always have access to help and resources. Speaking a little bit further about our supervision policy, the Cornell University Pre-College Studies program provides structured, around-the-clock supervision for all participants. Students are supported by trained staff throughout the day and night with clearly defined campus boundaries, scheduled check-in throughout the day, and real-time attendance monitoring. Our model is designed to balance safety with age-appropriate independence, ensuring students are consistently accounted for while gaining experience navigating campus life responsibly. During the daytime hours up until 6 p.m., students can move within designated campus areas in groups of 3 or more, following established time and location guidelines. And to support accountability and safety, students are required to carry a charged cell phone at all times with program and emergency contacts saved, download the program's approved communication app, and share their live location with staff in case of an emergency. Complete multiple in-person electronic check-ins throughout the day, such as at mealtime, class time, at activities, or evening activities when they return to the residence halls. And remain within approved campus zones and return to the residence hall by curfew time. These measures allow students to build independence while remaining under consistent supervision and immediate staff support if needed. At the same time, supervision is intended to be unobtrusive as possible while still providing easy access. Switching to the commuter program. The commuter program is open to all students who live near Cornell or who plan to stay in the Ithaca area with a parent or guardian during the program. About half of our commuter students are from the Ithaca area, and they commute to campus by bus or car, and the other half are students whose families relocate to Ithaca for the summer. Commuter students get to take Cornell classes in person on the Ithaca campus, and enjoy ready access to Cornell instructors and teaching assistants, as well as Cornell libraries. Commuter students are able to choose from 3 and 6 week courses offered between June 1st and July 31st, 2026. And finally, our online program, which offers more than 100 3 and 6 week courses between June 1st and July 31st, 2026. These students benefit from the flexibility of rigorous, well-designed online courses. The courses are offered in 3 different modes. First is synchronously. That means that you'll meet live on a set schedule with your instructor and fellow classmates. Asynchronously is pre-recorded content that you have to watch videos or read content on your own schedule. And online is a combination of the above. So that means that there is a lot of asynchronous content that you have to keep up with, but you will also meet live with your instructor and classmates occasionally. These courses are delivered via the web-based learning system called Canvas. It's very similar to Google Classroom, and it features a dynamic class discussion board, ongoing interaction with faculty, and engaging assignments. When choosing a course, we urge you to keep in mind any prerequisites, eligibility, and the accelerated pace of the summer session. A 3 week course it generally requires about 7 to 10 hours per weekday of commitment. That includes your class time. And courses have the same content as a regular 15-week semester condensed into either 3 weeks or 6 weeks. It's important that you do not have any competing obligations during the session you choose to attend. For example, residential students will not be permitted to leave campus at any time during the program. For online courses, if the course is asynchronous, you will need to structure your time on your own. If the course has synchronous meetings, you must be available to attend set class times. Given the high level of commitment for the program, it's best to select a course that you are really passionate about. All right, this shows an overview of the summer session dates. The first 3 week session overlaps with American high school, so keep that in mind when selecting your session. But this is appealing for some students, especially international students, and that is the first part of June, June 10th through June 19th. The vast majority of our students, however, do take a 3 week course from June 22nd through July 10th, which we call 3 week 2, or from July 13th through July 31st, which is 3 week 3. A lot of students also take a 6 week course from June 22nd through July 31st. There are commuter and online as well as residential courses during the 6 week session, but you'll see that the move in and move out dates for residential students are notated there. Some students do take a combination, so maybe they take an online course during 3 week 2 and then a residential course during 3 week 3 or vice versa. So you can enroll in multiple sessions if you choose. When you apply, you indicate if you plan to be online, a commuter, or a residential student, and you indicate which session you are interested in. Please note that a lot of courses are only offered in a particular session, so if you feel really passionately about a specific course, you should select that session on your application. However, you won't be able to actually select your specific course until after you've been accepted to the program and complete all of the pre-enrollment forms and the course selection form. Just a note for our international students who plan to take classes in person on campus, in order to receive a student visa, you must be here for at least 6 weeks, enrolled in either a 6 week session or 2 3 week sessions, as you do need a minimum of 6 credits to be here. One of our most popular 6 week residential courses is the architecture program. So just a few quick notes on that course, as we typically receive a lot of questions on that one. If you are interested in architecture, we recommend that you get your application and all of your materials in as early as possible, as that course does tend to fill up quickly. And you won't be able to enroll unless all of your materials and application is in and processed.
At this point, I would like to go over some of our more popular courses, starting with the in-person residential and commuter courses. Applied Economics and Management department has a marketing course that's very popular. Animal Science has a sustainable animal husbandry course in which students visit various sites at the veterinary school here on campus. The architecture program, as Sam mentioned, is actually a pair of courses. Both of them are 6 weeks in length and they have to be taken together. It's a lecture and it's also a design studio, which takes up a lot of the daily time with students working on architectural models. Our computer science course, fundamental programming concepts. There's another one, computers and the arts, which is paired with that. In engineering, they're in engineering applications of operations research. In government, making sense of world politics. Hotel administration has a pair of sequential courses, entrepreneurship and concept development in the food and beverage industry, and also food service management essentials. In human development, adolescence and emerging adulthood is very popular. Industrial labor relations has a course that's argumentation and debate. And then one of our more popular courses, as Sam said, veterinary medicine, science, and practice. In terms of the online courses, next slide, please. There's a much larger selection to choose from. And again, these are asynchronous or synchronous. We also have marketing again online, and we also have introduction to business management. Anthropology offers cultural diversity and contemporary issues. Biology, ecology and the environment offers introductory biology, ecology and the environment. Molecular biology and genetics offers introductory biology, cell and developmental biology. Government has what makes us human, human development, introduction to human development. Statistics, introductory statistics and data science. The law school has an international human rights in theory and practice. Plant science, green world and blue planet. Psychology has an introduction course. And science and technology studies offers a science, technology, and politics course.
All of our classes, both in person and online, are taught by Cornell instructors or Cornell graduate students, all of whom are vetted by their academic departments and teach regularly at Cornell University. Elizabeth Brundage teaches an online law course called International Human Rights in Theory and Practice. Paul Mazza teaches an in-person veterinary medicine course called Veterinary Medicine, Science and Practice, which includes a strong hands-on component with several labs. David Taylor teaches Introduction to Business Management online, and Nushin Ahmadi teaches change making, designing healthy and hospitable environments. The 2026 summer session course roster is live, and you can begin exploring courses if you haven't done so already. Students can explore offerings based on the session or mode of instruction, which is online or in person as a commuter or a residential student. Students who have already been admitted and completed their pre-enrollment steps can also complete their course selection form. When you're exploring courses on the roster, you'll want to pay attention to some very specific details. First is prerequisites. For pre-college, there will be no specific Cornell courses that are required that you will have needed to have taken beforehand. However, it may list some recommended prerequisites that you are advised to have taken. So you're not going to be asked to prove that you have taken those courses, but we highly recommend that you consider that strongly, especially given the incredibly condensed and fast speed of the courses. But you can judge for yourself if you have the necessary academic background to be successful in the course. Synchronous sessions, meeting time if applicable. So again, if a class, either online or in person, has synchronous meeting times, meaning you are required to be present and attend, that will be listed, including the days of the week and the time. You can see the instructor name and contact information, instruction mode, the number of credits that the course is, and if listed, the previous syllabus will also give you an idea of some of the topics and assignments that were covered. Once we load up the course near the start date, the syllabus will be uploaded into the roster for you to access for this summer. We want to share some information about tuition costs as well as room and board if you plan to be a residential student. Courses, again, are regular credit-bearing Cornell undergraduate courses, and therefore the tuition charge is identical to that for undergraduate students, which is $1,940 per credit. So if you're planning to take a 3 credit, 3 week course, tuition would be $5,820. Residential students do have additional charges for housing, dining, activities, and more. If you are here for a 3 week session as a residential student, the charge is $3,287. And if you're here for 6 weeks, either taking a 6 week course or two 3 week courses back to back, the charge is $6,595. For students in the architecture program, there is a course packet that you'll have to purchase, and we provide all of the materials that you'll need to be successful in the course with that packet. So the architecture students will be charged an additional fee for that. Admissions. So applications are open. You can apply by visiting precollege.cornell.edu. The application deadlines do vary, but the first is coming up quickly on April 28th. That's for 3 week one session. It is a rolling admission, so the earlier you apply and complete all of the required components, the earlier you can expect to hear back from us. Once all of your materials are in, including your letter of recommendation, you can expect to receive a decision within about a week. Since our applicants tend to be very self-selecting, generally students who have high grades and a really strong academic drive, we do tend to accept about 85% of applicants who have fully completed their applications. As a reminder, you'll need to write a personal essay, obtain your transcript from your high school, and have someone write a letter of recommendation for you in order to have a completed application. To ensure timely admission processing and enrollment in your desired class, we do recommend that you get your application in, especially since some of our classes, such as architecture or veterinary medicine, do tend to fill up really quickly. For students who've been admitted, please do continue to work on any forms that you have in your portal. Once all of your pre-enrollment steps have been completed and you've paid your deposit, you can go ahead and complete your course selection form. For anyone on the webinar tonight who has submitted their course selection form, you can expect to be officially enrolled no later than mid-April. And after you've been enrolled, you'll begin to receive post-enrollment forms around mid-April as well. Please know that if you are working through those checklist items in your portal, give it up to 24 hours to reflect that it's been completed. And if you have any issues with the portal or checklist items not being marked as completed even after 24 hours, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. That concludes the PowerPoint portion of our session tonight. As a reminder, we'll email you with all of the information, including important dates, as well as a recording of the webinar. You can also find all of the information on our website. And now we'll open it up for questions. So I will turn it back to Shelley.
Great. Thank you so much, Sam and Daniel, for that great presentation. Now, yes, as we mentioned, we're going to open up for questions, and I'm going to turn it over to the pre-college team for those questions. And Jamie, please take it away.
All right, so everyone can utilize the Q&A panel in your Zoom bar to start asking questions. But there we go. Okay, is there financial aid available?
Do you want me, I could take that one. There is a website that I would encourage you to check on our pre-college website where you'll be able to find really specific information. We do partner with some community-based organizations that are able to provide financial aid, such as tuition. But if you were working with one of these community-based organizations, you would generally already be aware of that, and they would have contacted you regarding any options about financial aid. Outside of that, unfortunately, there is not financial aid available for the program.
Okay. My son is interested in a 6-week online course. What is the tuition if it's a 3 credit class but is 6 weeks long?
Great question. So again, it's $19.40 per credit times 3. It's always based on the credits, not necessarily the duration. So you take $19.40 times 3, and I forget, I know I said that, but I don't have that number in front of me off the top of my head. But it's always the number of credits regardless of how many weeks the course is.
Okay. What would we be doing during a typical class in the course argument and debate?
I can say generally, I would recommend you check the course roster as there's descriptions for every course, but Daniel or Chris, do you know for this one specifically?
Yeah, I know that argumentation and debate isn't there isn't a lot of reading. I think it's a lot of actual practice. It's a very engaging course, and you will be publicly speaking throughout and learning various skills about rhetoric and speaking and forming arguments and critical thinking and articulating arguments.
All right. Are we able to see who the instructors will be for residential classes?
I
Um,
do. Go
I'll
ahead,
just
Chris.
share the reason that you might not see an instructor listed currently on the class on the roster is we're currently working on the contracts for summer. So until those contracts are finalized, the instructor will be listed as staff. But as soon as contracts are finalized and signed for the summer, we'll update the class roster and the instructor's information will print there.
That was a very good question. I just learned something. Thanks, Chris.
All right. Is there a space on campus where I can practice violin daily when I'm not in class?
That's a good question. I think that because we are using a very, very giant residential hall, there should be rooms that can be used. Let me see. We would have to, can you write that question to us at our SCE address, and we will investigate that, and we will be able to respond in writing.
Okay. We have a question about online classes. And this really would be for all classes as well. But how much homework out of class work time is generally required?
Again, so rather whether it's online or an in-person class, it's about 7 to 10 hours a weekday of commitment. So that includes your class time. For most classes, you can expect to be in class for about 3 hours a day. So then you can expect anywhere from 4 to 8 hours of coursework a day outside of your class time.
Yeah, and again, a way to think of it is if it's a 3-week course, you're taking a 15-week class in 15 days, so it's approximately 1 week of university work per day.
Okay. If I pick one class for one session and my schedule becomes available for another session, how do I select another course in another session?
That's a great question. Certainly, students do take classes in more than one session. I do urge you to just check the deadlines for the second session that you might be interested in to make sure that you don't miss the deadline to enroll in a second session. Jamie, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they just submit the course selection form again to indicate their course and session that they're interested in. So long as it's before the deadline, a second course selection form would also be considered, correct?
Correct. If you're enrolled in a class and you want to add another class in, a link will appear at the bottom of your class table that has all of your classes listed that will say add a class, and you can utilize that link to submit a secondary course selection form.
And to reiterate, for a 3-week session, you can only take one class at a time. So we're talking about 2 sessions in sequence, one after the other, not both at the same time. That would be too much.
And there's also in your portal, there's a class, a change form. So if you decide that you'd like to change to a different class, again, within the deadlines, like Sam mentioned, but you can submit that request right in your portal.
We have another question about adding that second course. Gabe, I will let you know that this link will auto-populate once you are accepted and enrolled into your first class. If you want to add that class on before your enrollment is finalized in mid-April, please email us and we'll be able to help you with that. All right, I am not seeing anything else. I want to give you all another minute before we say our good nights, just in case there's any extra questions. Class enrollment will be confirmed closer to the middle of April, for those of you who are interested. We do have a question about transcripts. Can they be unofficial?
Just
I'm
some,
guessing this is related to their admissions document.
Yeah, can the high school transcript be unofficial or does it need to be sent by a counselor?
The process is that we ask students to go to their schools and get an official transcript, and scan it and upload it into the system. It doesn't have to come directly from the school. Um, for if there's part of a term where an official grade hasn't yet been posted, if there's an interim unofficial marking period, it's good to add anything that's unofficial to give more of an update on your grades and your progress.
Okay, Sarah, I see that you have your hand raised. If you could put your question into the Q&A, I will ask our panelists. How do you get an invoice for the deposit payment? I know that there have been a question or two about payments. Sam, do you want to take that question?
I don't actually know, but if you have submitted your payment and it did not automatically generate an invoice, please email us and we can certainly get that to you.
I think that in the system, once you enroll in the class, it asks you to submit payment.
Hmm.
So it's not emailed to you. It's embedded in the portal step by step as you move through.
I'm guessing they want documentation of a paid invoice.
A receipt.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Do you require any standardized test grades or do you just need the transcript from my high school?
Just the transcript, and as Daniel said, if you have any midterm grades from the 25-26 academic year, report cards that you could submit would be helpful as well, but not necessarily standardized test grades.
On occasion, the only time we see standardized test scores is some students who are homeschooled will use that as an objective measure of the quality of their work. So we can take them, you can upload them, but they're certainly not necessary if you have a high school transcript.
Um, some class schedules are listed as to be announced. Do you know when the days and times will be available?
There shouldn't be any that are to be announced. There's definitely some asynchronous classes, like we mentioned, that don't have a specified meeting pattern. Um, if you have questions about a specific class, please feel free to send us a message. I'd be happy to work with you on any questions.
Okay. If you're already accepted, what is the next step for picking your courses?
So if you received an admission to the program, you should then have access to pre-enrollment forms. So there's a couple of consent forms that that your parent or legal guardian needs to sign and provide some information, and you need to acknowledge them as well. Once all of those pre-enrollment steps have been completed, you will then gain access to the course selection form.
Okay. I think that is it. Yep, that is all we have. If you all want to say your goodbyes and any last comments.
Thank you all for attending. It was great to see people attending from near and far. As we've said a few times now, you'll receive a recording of this webinar within a couple of days. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. We look forward to reading your applications and hopefully seeing you in the program this summer.
Thank you very much. We're very excited to have you come or attend online.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.